Hi crafters, this is Paulette with part 2 of faulty die issues and what you should or should not do pertaining that. This part 2 is solely about AccuCut Craft dies, and I had 2 dies in my last order where the blades did not come together and meet flush to form the shape and cut the die accurately. This is a series of blades that come around and form the shape. I don't necessarily think that this is where they meet, according to the back, because where I had trouble was right here. And the blades were offset. One blade was higher and one blade was lower, so it left a jagged place here. On this little teardrop shape, there was a space between the blades, so it didn't fully cut. It had to be pulled off of the die cut. The other die was this pumpkin album builder die, and it was the eyes and nose area, and the blade was offset on 2 of these pieces, and it just did not cut it in a straight line. Well, I felt like I paid too much for these to have that kind of trouble with them. So to make a very long story short, customer service replaced these 2 dies. They picked up the originals and they replaced them. But unfortunately, the dies I received in replacement had the same type of issues. Some of them were in the same areas on the dies, and some of them were in different areas on the dies. In addition to that, this little design here had a bent place on the blade that wasn't even in question on the original die. Well, they were supposed to be test cut before they were sent, and I guess they were too busy. I did not contact the person helping me because the whole thing was very frustrating, and I'm not going to go into that. When they mess up with you, somehow it generates a survey, which I don't really understand either. Naturally, a survey is generated to help improve customer service, but it is very evident to me that they don't read the survey, because I have filled out 2 surveys. One was on a billing issue and one was on this blade issue. On this second survey, I added my name and my phone number because I thought this was an easier way to contact the company, let them know exactly what had happened, what my experience was, and that has been no less than 12 months ago. And I haven't heard from anyone, so as far as I'm concerned, they haven't read the survey. So I really dropped the ball by not contacting directly either the rep that was helping me or a supervisor. But I had waited such a long time to have these dies and to have them work properly. It was kind of a runaround, if you will. So what I ended up doing was working on the dies. I am not going to recommend that people work on their dies. It automatically voids your warranty if you work on the dies yourself. I did know that I had backup. My son does welding and works with metal, and I knew that if I couldn't get these to a state where I could live with them, I knew that he could fix them for me. So if you have this same type of issue, do not work on your dies. I'm sort of at a loss since I dropped the ball and didn't contact the company of what the proper procedure is. So I'm going to say contact a supervisor. You would hope that customer service would just take care of it and that would be the end of it, but that wasn't the experience that I had. So don't drop the ball. Contact somebody else or a supervisor. Since no one got back to me, I don't know if it was the pattern. You know, originally I thought it was the pattern, but since the original teapot had a problem here and the one I got back had a problem up here, it probably isn't the pattern. I don't know if it was the machine. I don't know if it was the person that actually, you know, maybe a person constructs the dies. I really do not know. So if you have any questions, I'm gonna direct you to the company because only they know. And that ends our discussion on faulty dies. Thanks for joining me.